In hook 3, you can call here link tag in the beginning. Link already we have called. Come down. We have edit here. Inside the edit, we need to pass that link to flower bracket edit. Now here we will pass the backtick. Under the backtick, you will use slash edit user slash dollar user .id edit user slash user.id. So here we have to use one more flower bracket, then we can write user.id. So it will generate dollar is not required here. Dollar I made a mistake. Dollar should not be there. User of ID is required. Dollar will be outside. Dollar will be outside. So using this, you are going to concat the static and dynamic statement together. Using that, you are going to generate static and dynamic statement together. You are going to generate the static and dynamic statement together. Now after that, shall I share this link in your chat? Edit TD. This edit TD I sent in your chat. Complete this edit TD. I'm sending in your chat. That edit TD line came to your chat. Okay, okay. Now come to the browser, and when we go to this hook 3 user list page, in user list page, we'll have a edit button here, and on that edit button, once we click on that, add one more user. If you click on this edit in browser URL, edit slash particular number will come. Edit slash particular number will come. Right, let's go ahead and add one more user. Manoj, suppose I will add. Manoj is from the BA background and is 50 years and he has made, let me add here, date of birth something, then city should be as a Pune. After that, save. Manoj should come in the last again here. Okay, ready? You saw here. Now if you click on edit of 3, it will show in the browser URL as a 3. If you go back, click on edit of 4, in browser URL, it will show as a 4, 2, right? So the number will change now. Which number I'm talking? Here. When we click on edit user, when we click on edit user, then when we click on edit user, then what will happen is in browser URL, edit user slash number 3 will come. If you click on another edit user, then in browser edit user slash number will be changed. Right, so the number is changing. The number should get changed. Okay, the number should get changed. Next, after that, based on this number, we have to display the data here in editable format. The details of this particular user should come in edit format, where we can edit the data, and after editing, we can see so create a next file, create a next component. We can give the component name called edit user.js. Create the next component, give the component name called edit user.js. Edit user.js. Edit user.js. The next file we can create. Under the hooks folder, we will create the file called edit user.js. In that, we can take hook 3 component. Hook 3 component we can copy and we can paste there. In edit user, we can copy and paste there. Now in that, we can change here to edit user file. We can change a hook 4. My hook 4 should be the name of the component. My hook 4 should be the name of the constant function. My hook 4 should be the name of the function. My hook 4. Okay, hope ready. Book 4 you have made. Now come inside the page. First you remove the listing page. First to remove this, or let it be this much, we can go to the edit and we'll see whether in edit page this data is coming or not. Table to table, the listing page data you have, table to table, you can delete that. Table to table, we have that, we can delete that. Last table, the listing table we have, that we can delete. Last table we have listing, that you can remove. Listing part we can remove. Okay, ready. Listing table you have deleted. Now only we have one table, that is for the saving the data. In that, let's change the heading of the page called edit user. Edit user. Okay, ready, edit user. Now come now. Delete functionality we have written here. Delete function, that is not required. Remove that. Save function we have written. Let it be. That we required later. We have a function called list also. This is also required. We will use these two function, get user function as well as this one. Call it a save function. Save function we can use for update purpose, and the get user function we can use for the listing purpose. Now higher priority task is this component should load first. When we click on edit button, here, edit button, it should go to the next component and that component should appear. Okay. So come. Okay. Come to the next file. That is called app.js. In that, import the hook 4. Go to the app.js. In that, import the hook 4. Import hook 4 from import hook 4 from dot slash hooks slash hello. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Edit user we can call here. Hook slash edit user. Hook slash edit user. Hook slash edit user. So import the hook 4 from where? From the edit hooks folder you have, there you have a file called edit user, import from there. After importing from there, we have to come down and add, no need to create a link here, directly we have to add under the routing. No need to create a link here, directly we need to add under the routing. So come down, come down, you will add here again one more exact path, just like what we have added here for hook particular. Add one more here, edit user slash user ID. Edit user slash user ID will be the variable and component name will be hook 4. Hook 4. This line we can remove from here. Hook 4. It says like root exact path edit user slash user ID. Edit user slash user ID. Edit user slash colon user ID. Then element my hook 4. Now check once. Click on edit page. This component has to load. Ready? Let us check now. Go to edit link. Click on that. After clicking on that, see next page appear or not. Next page will appear here. Hook 3. Next page will appear. Hook 3. Next page will appear. Okay, so hope your edit page is coming. Now edit page is loaded or not. If you click on hook and then click on edit, check once your edit page is loaded here. This edit page we are going to bring in the middle, and based on this ID, the ID is coming in the browser URL, will fetch the details of a particular user and display inside the page. Will fetch the details of a particular user and display inside the page. Okay, ready? Come to the edit page. Inside that, hook 4, hook 5, not hook 5, edit user. The table we have here, the table we have created. For this table, we can give align center and everything will be align center. So table align center will be coming in the middle of the screen. Okay, it will appear in the middle of the screen. Okay, edit user appear. Now we need to display the data under the edit user. So how to display the data under the edit user? We have function constructor here. This is not required. Link is also not needed in this. I remove the link. Link tag is not required. We can remove both. Here update user is also not needed. We have to call these functions. What function we have written here? Pick name, pick age, pick DOB. Those function we have to call. Here, those function we need to call, and inside the functions, we have to pass the value. For example, response dot data dot name. Name will come from the backend. That should go here. Here should be response dot data dot age. Data dot age. Next would be fixity. Response dot data dot t. Response dot data dot edu. Response dot data dot edu. DOB response dot data dot DOB. Next after that, since the data is coming from the browser URL, you have to call here use params. ID is coming from browser URL, you have to call here import use params. Use params. And with the help of use params, you will take here call const user ID equal to use params and that user ID we have to append here. User ID we have to append here. User ID we have to append here. For what purpose? So that based on this user ID, we can get some data from the backend. Based on this user ID, we can get some data from the backend. That is your JSON server. Okay, now save it. and refresh the page. Based on that ID, are we getting any data or not? Nothing appear. Get user ID we added. Data greater length greater than 0 is okay. Get user also we called here. Okay, so look like this variable we have to define in the beginning. This variable we need to define in the beginning, then it will come. Let me go to the again book 3 and click on other edit function. It's not coming. Just hold on. Okay, next after that y value is not coming. That let us check. So here the variables are already pick response dot data dot name is okay. Now value we have printed below or not. So we have used values also. Cool. Next after that this functions let me cut from here constant and put on the top here in the beginning because the function variable declaration should be in the beginning only. Next, which variable we have used under the roots app.js, that is for user ID is correct. User ID. Same thing we received here use params user ID, use params. Now user ID we passed here to this xus.get user list slash particular length greater than 0 we have applied. Here is a doubt. Remove the length and if condition will remove, we'll check directly without if condition how that look. Okay, next let us check again. See now value appear here. Value appear. Edit user, the old value whichever was there that appear. If I go to the hook 3, click on Manoj, his details will appear. If I go to the hook 3, click on Mahesh edit, his details will appear. So based on click now, what is happening? Based on ID, the edit is happening. Edit is coming. Details is coming. So first, just place this on the top and keep this function down and remove from here the length property. Anyhow, if user ID exists, it will come definitely. So ID no need to check here. After that, we can check again. Hello. Yes, madam, tell me. Yes. Okay, so what's your name? Okay, Usa. Anusha will update it tomorrow. Maybe day after tomorrow we have a demo. Saturday there will be the evening is not available, only available in the morning. Evening already batch is running. That time is not free. No, it's confirm evening. We don't have anything as of now for next 2 months because evening class is going on. Once it will finish, then only it will be next. We'll update you. So hope you checked. Are you getting the data in edit page? See the below we have not modified anything. Only we have worked for these functions. HTML code is same. This function we have added here user ID plus user list slash user ID. You can confirm once. Will be helpful to move next.
Sir, here line number 6 is representing which thing?
Line number 6 we have used yesterday no, in hook 5. You can see here to capture the URL value. Same thing now URL we are getting the user ID. That user ID we capture here, and this user ID variable is defined under the app.js. User ID variable is defined here under the app.js. Okay. Now let's come to the edit user page. Now in edit user page, we got the details of user in edit form. After modification, if the person want to modify something, he can modify something from here. Again, he will click on save user. Once you click on save user, this value should get updated in the backend. So for that, already we have a function called save user. In the save user, user list you are passing, let it be slash, put here plus user ID. User ID. User list slash user ID. User list slash user ID. What is that? User ID. User ID is going to represent for which user edit should happen. For which user the edit should happen. For which user the edit should happen. Okay, now coming down, we have written axios.post. Now post will replace with the put, P-U-T, put. Axios.put. Axios.put. Right, axios.put. Next, after that, on this URL, the new user details will get posted. We will change the message here called particular user updated successfully, and remove this all empty section. You should not clear the text box. Text box, let it be same, don't modify that. Update message function we have in the beginning. Yeah, we have it here. Just instead of put, or here call it a update. And after that, text box will get updated successfully. The user details will get updated successfully.
Sir, axios.put meaning?
Put for update.
Okay, okay. And post for normal posting means
Post for posting the data.
means creating new data. That's it.
Creating the new data. Delete is for delete purpose. Post is for the new data. Post is for the new data. Get is to fetch the data. After that, delete is to delete the data. Get, post, put, delete. Get meaning is what? Fetch. Put meaning is what? Update. Post meaning is what? Create a new. Delete meaning is what? Delete the existing one based on ID. Based on ID. Okay, hope ready. Let's come now. I will go to the Manoj and edit. Pune, I will change to Bangalore. Click on update save function. Manoj updated successfully. If I go to hook 3, Manoj city is showing as a Bangalore. For Mahesh, I will go. I will change his education to MCA. Click on update save user. If I come to the hook 3, it will say Manoj is MCA now. See here. Check once your update is happening or not. Okay, updating for you both. Let me know once. Okay, updating. Next work is next work is next one more example we should do. That is which one? Form validation. Form validation is required. After form validation, we have Redux. Okay. Next form validation, and then after that you can come to the next part called Redux. So let us go to which file, and we can validate this page also, or we can create other page also. This page, when we click submit button here, empty is coming, right? So we added here and empty got added. That should not happen. So that also we can validate this page, which is that hook 3. Go to the hook 3. Under the hook 3, you have here a posting part, right? You can see here we are saving the data, and directly we are sending to Axios method, axios.post. On button click, we call directly axios.post. So that little modification will be required here. Okay, little modification will be required. These values what we enter, we can check once. If the values are filled up properly. Yeah, someone is there. Yeah. I think I have already voted. Okay, sir. But the is the same chance now, but for the upcoming batches, he is not available. His batch is already running. He was in that. Okay, so hope you have added that. Now come down. We have to check all the values. If all the values are filled, then only it should submit to server. So we'll go here, this posting part. The posting part is the important part. Okay, so let's come here and create a variable var form status or maybe input status. Input status equal to by default false. Now come down, if full name double equal to empty, then full name double equal to empty, then we can display one error message. We can display one error message, and along with that, this form status variable we have here, the form status variable will be okay. Hold on, make this one as a true by default. If it is not filled, then it will become as a false. Become as a false. Again, coming down, we can check for the other field. If
Sir, we can use or inside that if.
we can use or also there, or multiple if also we can write. Let's write multiple or. If name is not filled or age is empty or age is empty or edu is empty, or city is empty, or DOB is empty. If any one is empty, then this will become as a false. False. We can create one state variable here, but it should be out of the function. Oh, already we have one message variable. Now I need to create another one. We can call the message variable, and we can write inside invalid input else it will go to this part, axios.post part, and it will come inside this section. Okay, and inside this it will write please wait processing. Please wait. Processing. Please wait. Processing. Okay. Now let us check inside the page. We go here. Click on submit button. Invalid input. Enter some name. Is 45 years. City. Back. Please wait processing. CRM added successfully. It's appear here. You can do edit, delete all. So you can add this part, simple. Format status is not required. Directly if else we add it. Based on that, we have to do that. Or multiple patterns are there. JavaScript pattern. JavaScript pattern also we can apply.
We can remove line 39.
We can give
We can remove line 39.
line number 13,
39.
39. 39 is also not required. But this is for the small form. If you have the big data, only this much will not be sufficient. We have to do some more thing. Okay. Then hope it's working. Okay, we can log out now. We'll see you tomorrow again. The next chapter. Okay, and